Hello, how are you doing? So today I'll share three news that to me are three anomalies concerning the Pfizer vaccine. So I want to clarify that here I do not intend to give any medical advice. I'm not a medical professional. You should consult healthcare professionals and make your own informed decision. That said, the three news that I'm going to share appear to be contradicting the claims that the vaccine is safe and effective. So let's go over them. Let me share the screen. Sharing the screen. Okay, the first news. Okay, the first news. Why hasn't the Pfizer CEO injected his own COVID-19 vaccine? Let's go over it. So this is an article published on December 16, 2020. But as far as I know, until today, he has still not taken the vaccine yet. So let's go over it. Albert Bourla, I think, CEO of the American pharmaceutical company, explained why he has not yet received the drug that his company developed together with the German BioNTech. So that's the famous Pfizer BioNTech vaccine we're talking about. So anyone would think that with the COVID-19 vaccine on hand, the CEO of Pfizer would be among the first to be inoculated, but he is not. Albert Bourla, CEO of the pharmaceutical company, revealed that he has not applied his own vaccine against the virus and explained the reason behind such decision. Faced with the question, Bourla pointed out that the vaccine has not been injected because it is not in the age range of those who should receive it first. So he's saying, basically he's saying that he's too young to be administered the vaccine. So I'm 55 years old, I'm in good health, I'm not in the first line so far. So for my type, it is not recommended to get vaccinated now, explained the senior executive in an interview with CNBC. As soon as I can, I will. That's what he says. But until now, he's not vaccinated yet. But the problem is this. If he gets vaccinated, the general population will consider doing so. Aware of the influence it can have on the population regarding their decision on whether or not to receive the vaccine, the CEO of the pharmaceutical company stated that he would consider receiving it sooner. But as I said, until now, he has not reportedly taken the vaccine yet. Bourla explained that the surveys carried out by the pharmacist itself revealed that people would be more willing to be vaccinated if the CEO of the company is inoculated first. Respondents considered that the vaccination of the CEO of Pfizer would be more decisive than the president-elect Joe Biden received the drug. So last year, there is a survey going on, and it has been determined by the survey that as far as the safety of the vaccine is concerned, Bourla taking the vaccine shows a more powerful message than the president-elect Joe Biden taking the vaccine. And he is well aware of that, but still, he didn't take the vaccine. Why? I think that he should do more of an explanation than just say, oh, I'm young, I'm too young for that, I'm too healthy for that. That's not enough reason because he's the CEO of Pfizer, right? So with that in mind, I'm trying to find a way to get vaccinated, even if it's not my time, just to show confidence in the company, he said. So he's well aware of that. So he says as if he cannot get one vaccine out of those 56 million vaccines already administered. And he's the CEO of that vaccine company. So he stressed that the product met all the standards for approval and asked people to trust it, but he won't take it. He hasn't taken it, all right? It is a vaccine that was developed without taking shortcuts. He said, well, that's to a certain extent true. But as my previous video says, the current legal status of the Pfizer vaccine is that it is not FDA approved. It is authorized for use in emergency case only. And clinical trials concerning the vaccine are still ongoing. All right, so, okay. The executive commented that the distribution, blah, blah, blah. So, yep, that's the first news for you. That strikes as an anomaly for me. So let's go to the second news. It was published, where was that? I think it's, yeah, November 12, 2020. So what happened on November 12, 2020? Pfizer CEO cashed out 5.6 million of stock after trumpeting its COVID-19 vaccine. That's 30% of his total compensation last year. And by the way, it is about 60% of the shares that he held. So it was six. So what happened was that when the vaccine was kind of like rolling out in the US, instead of holding the shares, expecting the share price to go up because, well, governments will be purchasing the vaccines everywhere in the world. Instead of holding the shares and waiting the shares price to go up, he cashed out. He sold the shares. All right, let's read on. Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla ranked in more than 3 times his base salary when he sold about 60% of his stock on Monday, shortly after trumpeting the stellar performance of his company's COVID-19 vaccine in a late-stage trial. So right after the trial, he sold his shares. And if anybody among you know what selling shares means, it actually destabilized the companies, because people will be like thinking, what is going on? The CEO is selling the shares. Things are not going well for the company because the share price is not expected to go up. That's very concerning. So the executive sold 5.6 million worth of shares due to personal financial planning. And as part of a predetermined plan that he authorized in August, Pfizer told Reuters. So basically, this part is saying that he sold the shares legally, all right? Bourla's proceeds equate to about 30% of his total compensation of 18.2 million USD last year. He's very well paid. He's a very well paid person, but still, he sold his shares. Well, Pfizer CEO sold shares more than triple his base salary on Monday, hours after proclaiming that excellent results from the pharmaceutical company's COVID-19 vaccine in a late-stage trial made it a great day for science and humanity. He celebrated that, but he sold the shares. Bourla described the results in the press release as a critical milestone in the race to develop a vaccine and a significant step towards ending the coronavirus pandemic. Pfizer's stock price jumped as much as 15 on the news, and then he sold the shares. All right. The Pfizer chief cashed out more than 60% of his stock the same day, raking in $5.6 million, about 30% of his total compensation in 2019. The sales were part of his personal financial planning. And what is that about? We don't know. And the predetermined 105(b)(1) plan that he authorized in August, meaning they were allowed under SEC rules. Pfizer told Reuters. That's legal, but why did he do that? We don't know. An analysis of Bourla, so no, that's okay. That is the second news. I can't explain it. If a company is expected to do well, then the share price is expected to go up. And if you expect the share price to go up, you won't sell the shares until the price has actually gone to the peak. Then you may consider selling the shares. But the mainstream narrative is that the COVID-19 vaccine may need to be administered annually. So the share price is going to go up and up and up. But still, he sold the shares right after the third stage of the trial. I do not understand. I think more explanations need to be done. And so far, he has not explained this decision. That's the second anomaly. Third anomaly, that's not exactly a news, but let's look at the share price. As the old saying says, follow the money. So let's follow the money and see what's happening. So here is the Pfizer Inc.'s stock price, the stock information in New York Security Exchange. So it is from Yahoo Finance, very credible. So let's go over it. So what happened in August, blah, 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 nothing much happened. And then November 12th, that's when Pfizer CEO sold the shares. So the shares has not gone up yet, but he sold the shares already. It is still the normal price, but he sold it. Why? We don't know. So then it kind of like spiked out, maybe because some governments just decide to purchase the vaccine. So it spikes out a little bit. But then now it goes down rapidly, and it's still going down as of now, today. Why is that the case? I don't know. There seems to be no credible explanation. If you follow the mainstream narrative that the vaccine is gonna roll out to many, many countries, and then it is going to be administered annually, many countries will kind of adopt like mass vaccination, stuff like that. It should be like business booming for Pfizer. But why is the stock price going down, indicating that many are not confident of the company's products? What is happening? I don't know. I think more explanation needs to be done. And this all three news are not like medical related per se, but they are in fact very concerning for me, and it shows a very confusing message, and nobody has provided an explanation yet. So that's all. Thank you. How do I stop share this? Okay.